Hi, I'm Scott Fraser. I'll be your instructor for the MATE Underwater Sensors and Arduino course. And we developed this course a few years back, and I just finished updating it to utilize this great new device, the coding array, which all packed with sensors and actuators, and we'll talk about that. But we'll get back to that in a little bit. Tell you a little bit about myself. I went through Long Beach City College electrical program and went through the same program that I'm teaching in right now, and I started work as an industrial electrician working for an aerospace company, and that was a lot of fun there, a lot of exciting things to see. It was the mid 70s, and everything from high power lasers to high voltage to we had some of the first LED watches, if anybody have even seen an LED watch. And then I saw some liquid crystals and all kinds of crazy things going on there in the research labs. And while I was working, had a family, two daughters, and was going to school full-time for my electrical engineering degree, and ended up spending 13 years there in aerospace, from industrial electrician to project manager. Most of the projects that we were working on when I transferred over to the engineering area were automation based, with automated test and some very basic robotic systems. And I left that field and started my own company called Dolphin Scientific, where I was making digital signal processing systems, multiple processors, and we'd have up to 18 processors in our box about the size of a pizza box. And sold them to a few places you might recognize, like the Air Force, the Navy, NASA, JPL. And the NASA JPL project was one of the best projects that I had, in that we were working with the Deep Space Network and trying to show the feasibility of utilizing the lower band antennas up on the higher frequency KU band and doing signal feed horn combining in real time. That was a lot of fun, and sometime I'll tell you about being out in the desert and playing catch with the bats. Well, from there I happened to go by Long Beach City once to talk to one of my old instructors to see if I could borrow a piece of test equipment, and from borrowing that test equipment to bringing it back, and next thing you know, I've got a class to teach. Here's the book, here's the syllabus, it's all yours. I've never taught, and I was one of those people that you put me in front of a crowd and I start shaking and sweating and cold sweats like crazy. And my first class, it looked like I just jumped out of a swimming pool, just wet from head to toe. But I survived. That was the important part. And then in fall of '99, they hired me full time, teaching electrical, electronics, automation, robotics, and pretty much having a blast combining everything that I've done prior to that into my classes, and taking the class where I wanted the students to go. And 2003, got this email about this group called MATE and their underwater robotics class. And I said, wait a minute, I love to dive, love to scuba, and now you're telling me I can take robotics and do them both underwater? I was hooked before I even took the class. Took the summer institute, and this was amazing. Brought it back, incorporated it into my class, and students were all excited. We went to our first competition in Santa Barbara in 2004, and the ROV, I will make this real clear, the ROV failed spectacularly. My students could not have been more delighted and happy. You should have heard them on the way home. 2 hours from Santa Barbara back to Long Beach, and they were just talking nonstop of what they were going to do next, and what happened, what went wrong, and what they were going to do. And for an instructor, you couldn't ask for a better outcome. And we've gone on, we've fielded a number of teams since that 2004, and we've done pretty well, and I can't argue with how they've done and everything, and it's real exciting. 2009 or 10, I started teaching some of the MATE institutes for the summer, and here we are. So a little bit more, show you about my electrical program, and this is our basic automation motor control lab. and students building variable speed drives, our solar patio, the motor control lab, another view, variable speed drive assembly. There's another picture of it. Here's our robotics lab. We've got 6-axis and 4-axis robots. Here are the wide view of the lab. And here's our 2019 robot, and was going to go completely redone for 2020, but that didn't happen. So you'll find all my videos on my YouTube channel. It'd be user KN6F. That also happens to be my ham radio call sign. And you'll see the playlist and everything here. The ROV sensors class, all the videos will be under there, so you can get them directly or links from the course itself. You can see other things, the various ROV videos, Exploration Day where we run our ROVs in the Aquarium of the Pacific. It's a nice partnership that we've developed with them. And you can see all kinds of other videos and things that I've put up here. And if you go to the Mate Summer Institutes, you'll see a number of Summer Institute ROVs out there. And when I'm not having fun doing all of this stuff, and well, I should say that with this program here, back in 2017, the college invested $20 million in the electrical program and built an entire new building and a second building for robotics and automation. I was showing my wife the new buildings and everything. I was real proud to show her. She all of a sudden had this sad look on her face, and I went, "What's wrong?" She says, "I'm never going to see you again." So I have to say I do come home at night, but it is a lot of fun teaching there. And some of the other things, I've got a 1960 VW double cab, so if you type that into Google, here it is right here. There's my double cab with my bull taco in the back, and you know, just have a lot of fun doing this. And then I can show you a couple of quick videos of the robot lab. I use things like Starburst and boxes of raisins, and the students refrain from eating them, but it's kind of fun for them because they recognize them and they stack them up and everything. So they're simulating a single drop-off point and then stacking into pallets. And you can see there's 2 layers, and they'll eventually stop on 3 layers. And we've got Starburst raisin stacking. And here's a few more robotics. There we go. A few more robotics pictures. And I don't have any pictures of the pneumatics trainers, but we have a whole set of pneumatics trainers and these hydraulics trainers here. And if that's not enough to keep a guy busy, here's my wife of almost 42 years, Nanette, with our oldest grandson, Edison, who just turned 7. My daughter, Alicia, with her boys, Edison, 7, and Floyd, 3, with my wife. We're at Disneyland just before it shut down. And then here's our newest addition to the family, Ava. And she's not looking as cute as can be. She's in there grabbing tools and trying to help Mommy put her toys together. And you got to say, Grandpa was pretty darn happy when he saw her interest in going right to the tools there. So that's a little bit about me, and hopefully we'll have some fun in this course. And come back over here. There we go. And we'll see you soon on the course.